Tonight on the WDW Fan Zone show, we talk about Moonlight Magic. And we'll also talk about the romantic spots to dine on Valentine's Day or any day at Walt Disney World. And right now, we're going to get it started. So here we go. All right. Hi, I'm Stuart Sternberg, and I'm joined by John Maloney, Darlene Nagy, and Lottie Ferguson. And Kurt is missing in action again. You know, he's been under the weather a couple of weeks now. We really hope he recovers and gets back to join us or join the madness and the mayhem very soon. So I think we'll start out with Moonlight Magic. Yeah.
Moonlight Magic.
Yeah.
That was held at Epcot.
I mean, magic might happen at midnight for some people, but no, we're going to talk about Moonlight Magic.
Mike, keep moving. All right.
Last year, Darlene and I were able to we were invited to go to the one that was in Disney Hollywood Studios. This one this year was very different. And it was in Epcot. Darlene was able to get tickets, and she was kind enough to invite me, Michelle, and a couple of other people, Dan and
Karen. Mm-hmm.
So it was a lovely night in the park. Why don't you explain to the folks listening out there exactly what Moonlight Magic is and who is eligible to go, Darlene?
Okay, so I am a Disney Vacation Club member. With being a Disney Vacation Club member, we have some perks. Of course, we have a lot of perks are like crossover with annual pass holders. We get discounts on merchandise and food and stuff. And occasionally we have events that we're invited to. It's on a pre-selected amount of people. The reservations go first to resort guests that are Disney Vacation Club, and then they go to Disney Vacation Club members that don't have resort reservations. This is the first one I've been able to get in since about 2020. So this is the first one I've actually got tickets for myself. And the events are held at a specific park or water park. They have a few dates, normally about 2 to 3 per park, depending what other events that they have going on. So they had one yesterday and they have one next week for Epcot. Next, it's going to be at Hollywood Studios, and then Animal Kingdom, and then Typhoon Lagoon this year. Magic Kingdom is not going to have a Moonlight Magic this year. The Moonlight Magic starts at 10 p.m. at night and ends at 1 a.m. in the morning. They have everything from special rides, special characters that you will not see in the park. They have a DJ. They have a dance party. They have special fireworks, and they have complimentary ice cream throughout the event. When you arrive at the park, you have your guests together at the touch points. You get a wristband to go through, then you get scanned, and you all go into the park. You get handed, we got handed, this time it was 3 snack coupons, and there were these lovely little maps to help us be guided through, and the tickets actually had some information on it. I think all in all, this map, you should definitely always try to get your map. It is a lot more informative for you. The menu of different food options, you could start at 6:30. We couldn't actually get into the park until 7. So that was a little, if you were a park holding ticket member that was a DVC, you could get your entry earlier. We did not have that. We went in for the 7 p.m. start. So yesterday, we had the option of getting food from the Festival Food Studios, Connections Eatery, Sunshine Seasons, and then they had the snack carts, Popcorn in Canada, Connections Cafe, Crinkle Bakery Cafe, Norway Beverage Center, and then Sunshine Seasons Connection and Rose and Crown Pub were offering additional purchases that you could buy instead of just getting the free stuff.
Yeah, and some of the free stuff was food, some of it was snacks, some of it was beverages, both
non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had the popcorn buckets too?
No.
No,
No
not this
popcorn
year.
buckets.
No.
No.
And maybe
No.
Hollywood Studios will have an Animal Kingdom, but
Yeah, maybe.
I think because of the food choices and that they were offering
They
at
were
Epcot,
above what you would normally get. at
yeah,
events.
way above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to Hollywood Studios last June, we each got a popcorn bucket, but the vouchers were more snack type things, like
Correct.
desserts or snacks, not a meal per se.
No, we didn't have a meal either.
Yeah.
But with saying that, the festival food studios, we were able to get food from Pop Eats, the Deconstructed Dish, Deco Delights, Refreshment Port, Gourmet Landscapes, Vibrant and Vivito, Encanto Cocina, Tangerine Cafe, The Artist Table, Pastoral Palette, Refreshment Outpost, the Craftsman Courtyard, Figment's Imagination Station at the Odyssey, and Modern. Now, that was until 9 p.m. So basically, what we did, right, Stuart, was we walked in, we decided we were going to go for food first.
Yep. Yeah. Makes sense. So, the crowd is there, so the lines are going to be long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How were the crowds? Did it feel like there were less people there than there would be, say, at 8 or 9 o'clock on a given night?
No.
Not until after the first set of fireworks.
Yep.
Okay.
But people were pouring out and pouring in because, your DVC was coming in and your park goers were coming out. So it was kind of crazy. It after the 9 o'clock and they weaned everybody out, so we ended up going to the Craftsman's Courtyard. Myself, Michelle, and Dan got the beef Wellington. It was delicious. Very flaky crust with a very tender beef inside and very well flavored. It was delicious. It was a good portion too for being on a snack coupon.
Oh, you got that with a snack, so you were able to get a kiosk snack option with your snack voucher. Okay,
right. Then we had the option open until 10 was Connections Eatery and Sunshine Seasons, which we did not go to. 1 a.m. all the snack carts were open and the popcorn in Canada and the bakery. Oh, the bakery was open till 1, Stuart.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right here. It was 1 a.m. and Norway Beverage Cart was open till 1.
Well, we were there. We were there before that, but
yeah, right. Which I was, and I did not realize that. We rushed to there because we thought they were going to be closing at 10, and it was actually 1 a.m. So that's good to know for everybody next week.
How late did you stay?
We were there until about 12:15, I think, right? By the time we got to the car.
I think by the time we got in the car and got out of there was around 12:30.
Yeah.
So, crowd wise, you've been to the after party from Wine and Dine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a comparable
Crowd level, yes. I mean, we actually, Stuart didn't go and Karen didn't go on with us. Guardians of the Galaxy was open, and we didn't have a lightning. We didn't have to have a lightning lane. It was so nice. We just walked right on. Literally, we stopped like right before we walked in. That was, I mean, just it was fantastic. The only thing that killed me was the stairs. Should have taken the elevator down. And we walked, basically, Stuart, we walked on Remy.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It said 20 minutes, but I think if we waited 10 minutes till we got into a car,
Yeah.
that was a long time.
Was that earlier in the evening?
No,
After
that was
10?
later. That was
That was
after
later.
the regular folk were kicked out.
Where they were all gone.
Yes. So, and that was
Oh,
the
speaking
thing.
of regular folk, not regular, very special folks.
Right.
We ran into Mr. Lou Mangello of WDW radio fame and Becky Mankin, two of our very favorite people. And if you're not listening or watching, well, listening to Lou's podcast and watching his Wednesday night show, you're missing a lot of great Disney stuff. That's Lou Mangello WDW radio show.
Yes.
Well, that's where I was stalking both of you live.
We didn't expect to be put on there. I mean,
No.
He was nice that he did that, but he didn't have to.
Oh, I gotta go back and listen now.
Stopped to say hi, and we were going to be on our way, and so that was our character meet and greet.
Yes.
Oh my!
They did have characters there, but
They did have characters. Yeah. Apparently, there we seen Remy, we seen Tweedledum and Tweedledee. And apparently there was, bear with me. I'm looking for the message. Hang on. Here it is.
Did you meet any of the characters?
No, we did not.
Just Lou and Becky.
Oh, well. You already met them. Yes, that's true.
Apparently Duffy was there. Coda from Brother Bear. Miguel from Coco was also
Remy was there.
She said Remy.
You said Remy, yeah. Remy.
I said Remy and Tweedledee.
I forgot. I just want to mention again Remy.
Yeah. Was Emil?
Who?
Was Emil there with Remy?
I didn't see him.
No.
Okay.
And then we didn't get to hear. We did hear the DJ. We did not see the dance party. And when we got off of Remy, we wanted to go to Frozen because Frozen was also open. We did not get a chance to go because they had closed off the pathway.
Wait, it's a long walk from the France pavilion to the Norway pavilion.
Yeah, well, they closed it off, so you couldn't even go that way.
But you couldn't even go that direction.
No.
Why did they close?
We don't know.
So if you wanted to go, did you have to go all the way around?
Yes. But it was already midnight at that point, and we just said, we're out of here.
Were those pavilions closed for the event, like the American pavilion and the Germany pavilion?
They weren't earlier.
Yeah, they weren't earlier, but they must have closed them at some point to start cleaning. But there was a young family that wanted to go to Frozen, and the cast members, like, I seen them talking while we were standing there, and they made them go all the way around.
And the kid was crying. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
golly. The kid was not crying. The kid was not crying. The parents were.
So I don't really think that was right for them to do. I think they should have kept it open. But it is what it is, because everything was actually open. They had Spaceship Earth, Journey to Imagination, and this was from 10 to 1 a.m. Guardians of the Galaxy, Test Track, Mission Space, Green and Orange, The Seas with Nemo, Soarin', Living with the Land, Disney Films on Demand, The World Showcase, Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, Frozen Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along.
Yeah, but the American Adventure was not open, and the China film was not open, so there were no attractions open in that.
So that's why they probably figured they could, but again, that's a long walk from.
Well, It's a long walk from France to Norway, irrespective of which direction you go. It's a little bit further if you have to go back around past Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a short walk the other way either.
No.
No.
No. If I, I don't know. I really did want to ride Remy because Remy's one of the things that I don't get on very often. I do ride the 3 Caballeros a lot.
Yep.
So I didn't need to ride that. I've seen Beauty and the Beast before.
Frozen would have been nice. But
Frozen would have been nice.
It's
yes,
okay.
that we don't get on very often either.
Yeah.
Well, right, because in a normal day the line's longer.
And it breaks
Right.
down every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Hey, we got Darlene to sing now.
Now, the ice cream choices were a Mickey bar, a Mickey ice cream sandwich, and a fruit bar. So which is what they had last year too. So the choices are really good, and you can go back and take as many as you want.
Oh
We
my!
were actually walking around when
Yes.
we were in line for the pretzels with the boxes, handing them out to the people in the line.
Now, something I saw that was a little unsettling, and it's got nothing to do with the people working at Disney. It has to do with the guests at Disney. Your DVC members, that doesn't give you a right to take your water bottle and fill it up with whatever beverage you want from the stands, or whether it's soda or something else. I saw that a lot in one particular place. It's I know you spent a lot of money on your DVC points, or if you're a guest of someone who's spent a lot of money on their DVC points. And I know Disney charges a lot for things, but this was a party that they're giving back to their guests, and you were lucky to be there as an invitee.
Right.
So behave yourselves.
Don't be mean. Don't be rude.
Right.
Exactly.
How often do they do this?
This was the first one for this year. I'm not sure if they're going to do another one later.
Yeah. Well, they did them last year,
Mhm.
and as you say, it's the 3 parks and the water parks. They don't do it for Magic Kingdom. Typically, they do it 1 or 2 nights per park across the year, and at different months. Like I said, I went in June of last year. There were 2 different days for Hollywood Studios, and we went to one of the days. It's not easy to get in, and as you said, Darlene, if you're staying at a resort, that's about the only way you're going to even get into it. So they open it up to every other DVC member, but it's always booked up. Within 20 minutes when they first put the event, on sale, so to speak, for DVC members that have a resort stay.
But luckily, Darlene has a new computer with a very speedy processor, so she was able to get through.
Oh, well, so how did you get it if you didn't have a resort stay?
I sat and waited. I was 1133 in line.
Oh, okay.
And it kept going down and going down and going down, which was going down better than it's ever gone. And I got down to like 300, and I was like, oh, it's like 10 minutes after.
I'm wondering if there are any DVC members that have the opportunity to, they get the invite and then they get the, I guess, the tickets for the event, but they have no intention of going because they live somewhere else in the country and just don't show. Or maybe they do have an intention of going and then just for whatever reason don't.
And this is what I think they do, and it's sad to say that, but I would hope that if you're not coming down here or not intending to go, you don't take those tickets. And
don't take it from someone else who can go.
Yeah. Leave it to people that want to go.
People take the soda. So
I know we did we were able to get the waffle at the Connections Cafe.
The waffle
was
sundae.
Delicious. That was the snack credit.
What waffle? What comes with the waffle?
That
Ice
was
cream.
Yeah.
cream.
No,
Okay.
it's fresh whipped cream.
Oh, I thought it was ice cream.
No, fresh whipped
Oh.
cream,
Strawberry.
strawberry and chocolate
Okay.
on it. Still,
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's
I
like,
had that before too, and I
Yeah.
just,
yeah. They were also giving out pretzels and churros this time. What else were they giving? Oh, maple popcorn in Canada.
Mhm.
So that was different.
The meatloaf at. All right. Well, I forgot the name of the place. It was by the American Pavilion. Me-
That was, hang on, I will
It
tell
was
you.
something. I think American Artist, something or other. I don't remember.
The artist table.
Okay.
Did you take pictures of any of this stuff?
No.
This is what I want to know.
I did.
I was there for the food.
You're supposed to take pictures of the food.
I took
I'm
pictures
supposed
of
to
my
eat the
food. Stuart doesn't take pictures of food.
No.
He takes pictures of empty plates.
That's right. That's my thing. Empty plates. So anyway, the meatloaf itself was good.
This is the beef Wellington.
That's pretty.
So, but as I was saying, the meatloaf was good. The presentation was good, but they put on the meatloaf. The only way to describe it is it tasted exactly like applesauce. And it just like you had to scrape it off because it was just like with the topping on there, it was just the sweetness of it just like,
Well, yeah, sweet doesn't go with meatloaf.
no, it didn't. So for the chef who attempted it, good job for the attempt. But please don't do that next year.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, you mentioned something at the beginning about the crowd started to go down after the fireworks. What fireworks?
After the harmonious
Yeah,
performance.
Oh, they're still playing harmonious. Okay.
Yes, they are till March sometime.
Okay.
And then they you're needy tonight.
So Cogsworth was there last night too. That's Darlene's dog. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see Cogsworth right now. And he had a great time on Remy, chasing the rats around.
He just likes to be on the show, the little devil.
Yeah.
Don't you? Say hi to everybody.
She's like, she's taking my paw, making me wave. What a crazy mom I've got.
The biggest, I think, thing was that they did around, what was it? It had to be like 10 o'clock. I think they did those fireworks, right? Or was it 10:30?
It was like 10, 11, somewhere.
So near the start of the event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
Yep.
did a special, it might have been closer to 11.
So there was harmonious, and then they had special fireworks afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Which we didn't get to actually, we seen them because we were standing in the pretzel line. So we
Right. It was like through a tree.
yeah, we were standing there, and we could see them through the trees. So
Yeah, and I would recommend to anybody going to one of these events, go for the food first and
Then
wait till
ride.
the event starts so they've already kicked everybody else out. And there weren't people around wanting to see if you've got a wristband on.
oh yeah,
Right.
they ask you wrist up, when you're
Yep.
going through the ride to make it fast.
Yeah.
So how much advance notice did you have? So
Not much.
Hmm.
This came up so quick. I think we had a week notice.
They've got it planned for the rest of the year. The dates are out for the rest of the year. But
But the
since
first
this was
one,
the first
they just
one, you
threw
didn't
it
have
at
as much-
us.
Right, right.
They did that last year too, I remember. It's like all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's available today.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood Studios is the last event of the year, and that's September 13th. So you can't register for quite a while yet,
Right.
but you at least know when it's going to be.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can prepare. Like I would love to try to get in for Typhoon Lagoon because I've never been to a water park.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I would love to do the Typhoon Lagoon one. Don't get me wrong. I think I would like to go back to Animal Kingdom because I haven't been to Animal Kingdom in a while either. So I'll try to see if I can get into another
All
one.
right. So just to let you guys know, it's pouring out here. We've got thunder, and I saw the lightning flash through my blinds, which are closed.
I can hear the thunder.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, just
hope the interwebs stays connected.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
boy.
I love these events. I will do them again. I did get a survey, and I did participate in the survey. They did send me
good.
one right away.
Good.
So, and I said I did enjoy myself. I really did, and I would go again. I would definitely try to go again. And it gives you a nice time to see and meet other people, because we did meet other Disney Vacation Club members, and we chit-chatted with them and stuff like that. So that it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the next Moonlight Magic events are going to be at the Galactic Star Cruiser. I'm just kidding.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh boy! Just off topic for a second, John, since you brought it up. What do you think the future of the Star Cruiser is? And let's fast forward 5 years from now, and let's assume a good economy at that time.
My personal view, and I've had this question for a while. It really seems like a fantastic experience. It's more than I want to. I'm sorry. It is not my choice for how to spend that money.
Yeah.
But I think they are going to have to revamp the experience to fill the rooms. It's not a lot of rooms, but I think they're going to start tweaking things to try to fill those rooms.
You know what I think they should do? If it continues in this manner, only if it continues in this manner where they've got to reduce costs to get people in there, I think they should gut the place, make it family suites for families of 5 or more, and leave it as a small resort that would have family suites, and that's it. Make it part of animation.
I think that's kind of a last resort. I don't
think it's big enough to do that either.
I'm sorry?
I don't know that it's big enough to do. Is it big enough to do?
Yeah, I would ask the same.
You could always extend it a little further. They could always build up, because it's not that tall a building.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be an intimate experience, which makes sense. I don't know. I don't think that they would expand the building. I think they would doze it before they do that.
Yeah, probably.
I say you turn it into a deluxe resort with, easy access to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And charge accordingly.
Well, if they let him through the employee entrance, it'd be real easy access to Hollywood Studios from there.
Yeah. I mean, they would certainly have to downgrade their expectation for income from that location. Yeah. They're not going to get $5,000 for 2 people every 2 days, no matter what they do.
How many Uber Star Wars fans are there out there that have not gone on this experience? That's the other way to look at it.
Yeah, it's repeatable, but it's not repeatable enough to fill those rooms.
Right.
So my husband's a Star Wars fan.
Yes, he is.
And
he asked you for his birthday, did he?
He did not. He says as much as when we did Galaxy's Edge, he did Galaxy's Edge the first time. He paid for all of the experiences, but he said he just cannot do Galactic Star Cruiser. It's just not going to happen.
It's also meant for very outgoing people. If you're introverted like me, it's like I'm shy about participating in a lot of things and having people come up to me, and it's like, just put me in a corner. So, and you know what? I'm not going to have a great time because of that.
Nobody puts Stuart in a corner.
Darlene's going to be
John is killing the movie
on a live video.
Anyway, let's get back to the topics. Anything else you want to mention about Moonlight Magic?
No, I think I've discussed everything. Just be patient. Know that you need to have your registration either on your phone or an email that you can show them if they ask you for your registration code. And you need to have your DVC card downloaded to your phone. So make sure you have that and a photo ID driver's license with you.
And if you're not a DVC member, make friends with one. Make really good friends with one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I didn't.
you gotta come down one of these times. Be here.
Yeah.
Will you fly if I get in again?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't realize that we could take guests when we went. I only went one time. It was never scheduled at the time we were going to be there till last year, and then when we were signing up for it, we were fortunate enough to get in, but I didn't realize ahead of time that I could take guests, and I wish I would have known. I would have invited both of you.
Well, there was a couple in the park on the pretzel line, as a matter of fact, well, thank you, John, that didn't realize you could get food because they didn't pick up the map. They didn't pick up the map. They had the snack tickets. They thought it was just for snacks because they didn't pick up the map where else they could go. The tickets say one thing, but the maps have additional places.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that there was one location where there was an item that was available for a snack. It was a great dessert in Hollywood Studios. And it was not listed on the voucher or on the map, but I went up to the counter and asked if it was included, and they said, yeah. And I was glad that I did.
That's great.
Yeah, good thing you did.
And you know what? You really should do. Anybody who gets to go to one of these, if they're like, let's say the carrot cake cookie, you're dying for it.
Yeah.
When it's not on the list, just ask somebody hey, can I get it?
Well, and that was like when we went up to the one, the food cart for the beef Wellington.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody behind me, because I was the first one in line, they were like, you go first and see if you can get the beef Wellington. Then we'll go. And I said, can I get the beef Wellington? And they were all, oh yeah, we're getting the beef Wellington. So they were all excited. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I think we exhausted that.
All right. Good night, everybody. No, I'm kidding. We have got another topic to discuss tonight that we're going to get into. Valentine's Day is coming next week. So we figured for those who are listening to the show before Valentine's Day, if you're listening after, well, sorry.
Use it for your anniversary.
Yeah, right. For your anniversary, or a special birthday, an engagement.
Yep.
Where are you going on Disney property? Like what's your one? Well, not one place. What are the places you'd like to spend a romantic evening? And Lottie, I know you always come up with great suggestions. So why don't you kick this segment off and let us know where you would go or where you would like Kyle to take you?
I have 3 in mind. The first one is Steakhouse 71.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice walk over from the Magic Kingdom. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kyle. If you're listening, take notes.
It's a great walk over from the Magic Kingdom, and just they've redecorated the place. It doesn't look like it felt dated for so long, and now it's got much nicer atmosphere. And I've only eaten breakfast there, but I can imagine that it would be a great spot for a date night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Darlene,
I'm sorry, I'm going to do ladies first here. So, Darlene.
So the one place I like going for a nice romantic dinner would be the boathouse. I love sitting on the water. Preferably, I like the one corner area that you can watch the boats and the amp cars going. And it's kind of like in its own little corner, so you can, have a private time. I love sitting outside over there.
Yeah. Good choice. Really good choice. Both of you had good choices. John, where are you taking Kelly?
I've got I've got one thing to say first. I think that almost any restaurant in Disney World can be romantic.
Yes.
If you're taking
Earl sandwich can be.
You're taking your special someone.
I love Earl sandwich. I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But Disney has such nice restaurants, and they feel special.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna the one I'm going to start with, and it's not my favorite, but I think it just fits the bill well, and it's Toledo on the top of the
Ah.
Grandestino Tower
Right.
at Coronado Springs.
Mhm.
And so Topolino Terrace, one of my favorites, is, you know, well known up at the top of Riviera, and then there's the California Grill up at the top of the Contemporary. Two really well-known restaurants that have a
Mhm.
great view. Well, Toledo's on the same kind of thing. So it's up at the top of the Grandestino Tower. The Grandestino Tower is such an elegant tower to me. And when you get up to the top there, you really feel that special environment. And the lighting is nice. It's got a unique vibe to it. So, and the food is great as well. But I think it's a place, a restaurant that could be overlooked, because you don't think about great restaurants at a moderate resort. But when you get to the Grandestino Tower, it does not feel like a moderate resort there.
Yeah, you're right. Good choice. Let's see. If I'm with my wife, Chef Mickey's, because the kids will be screaming so loud I won't even hear what she has to say. And if I'm
Oh,
on a date,
Michelle.
and if I'm on a date, even though I'm not crazy about the food, the atmosphere is wonderful. The San Angelin in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. I wish the food were a lot better there.
Me too.
But that would be my number one choice, especially if I'm staying in the parks.
It's great ambiance. It
Yeah,
is.
the ambiance
And
is
it's definitely romantic there with candlelight. Yeah.
Yep. And for any person who is planning on getting engaged, I think that makes a wonderful spot if you're going to pop the question over dinner. Lottie, where else would you go?
Todd English's Blue Zoo over at the Dolphin.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Never been there.
Just it's the nice blue decor, the way the tables are spaced out. It screams date night. It's a good menu. Yeah, it screams date night.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting, the wine list, good spot.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, it is. Darlene.
Another place we like to go to eat is, believe it or not, is the House of Blues.
Mm.
The tables are nicely spaced, so you do have privacy, and the food is good. And it's not loud as you would think. I mean, of course, if you go during a concert or something, but if you're going for dinner, you're normally going at like a decent hour between like 6, 7, before everything else, starts. But they've got a nice area. And the food is delicious.
Sometimes the food makes, the atmosphere too.
Well, and the music they have there is good. They normally always have music at the outdoor section.
Yes.
So even if you get like the small bar bites, as I would call them.
And one of the members of that band lives
outside
right
and
here
listen
where I
to-
live.
Pardon?
One of the members of that band lives right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that outdoor venue is very nice to enjoy.
Nice. John.
I'm going to bounce around here a little bit. Another one that's on my list is the Brown Derby. And it's not a restaurant I eat a lot. I think I've only eaten there like twice, but it has that, I want to say, kind of a ritzy and comfortable kind of feel, old Hollywood. So it feels like you're splurging. Well, you can eat at a lot of restaurants and feel like you're splurging at Disney World.
Yeah.
But it feels like a nice splurge. It's very comfortable there, and the decor is very unique. The art, it's Art Deco, Art Nouveau, or Art Linkletter, but it's got a nice feel to it, and I don't think you could go wrong taking taking your special someone there for a romantic.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Flying Fish. It has the sophisticated elegance of a restaurant that you might find in Midtown Manhattan in New York City, yet it's romantic as well if you want it to be. It's just, the food is great. The steak is great there too, not just the fish. The steak is great.
Is that still your favorite restaurant?
It is. It is. I have a few close seconds, but that's my favorite. All right, we'll do one more round, and then we'll just like think of other places that we'll just throw it out there, like other places people can go, even counter service.
Okay.
Do not take me on a counter service date.
Kyle, did you hear that?
Don't do it. Three Bridges over at Coronado Springs. Just the sunken in chairs, the Sangria University. That's a really good date night, especially if it's a nice warm night, or if it's actually raining, because it's outside and so you can hear the rain falling just outside.
It's covered.
Yeah, it's covered. Yeah, good. That's a good spot for a date.
Yeah. Haven't been there yet.
I was just there for a birthday.
Oh, nice.
They have the fire pits, and then
Yes.
they've got the fireplace right through the center. It's really nice.
It's very nice. I enjoyed that. That was the first time I was there, and yeah, I have to admit the food was good too.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think the next place I would like to go would be Olivia's at Old Key West. I love the food there. Breakfast is very, very good. Take me on a breakfast date and I'd be really happy. They have a very good, I think it was like a Banana Foster type breakfast, and so good. Oh, but then Kona with their Tonga toast. Oh.
Darlene is thinking food as opposed to romance.
Hey,
There's nothing wrong with
Where
it.
I like all my good meals.
All right, John.
I guess I can't pick Palo.
I'd say, hey, it's a Disney property. Well, it's not a Disney World property, though.
Hey, if you're on a cruise, why not?
Yeah, if you're on a cruise, that's the place to go.
Yeah, well, the last place I'm going to pick is someplace I have never been.
Oh.
Well, and it won't be a surprise as soon as I say what it is. And that's Victoria and Albert's.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's when everything I hear about it, and my impression is it would be just this super fantastic experience. You wouldn't be able to help but feel special. You've got fantastic service, fantastic cuisine, and it would be all about you and your special someone while you're there. I would love to try it one time, but I've just never broken down and gone with the splurge to do it.
It's amazing.
And if you go for the
He
captain's
has
table,
the
it's even more.
suit.
That's
He has
Sure
the
thing.
suit, and I have the gown. I'm all set. I just need the reservation.
we did chef's table for our anniversary
Nice.
years ago. We are overdue to do it again, but it was unforgettable.
Really?
I've just got to do it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another restaurant I've never been, and who knows if I ever will.
Yeah.
One day, maybe. I'm going to go with the Polynesian. Ohana's.
Which one? Oh, okay.
Very good.
I like the dark atmosphere of the restaurant to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And, the little luau show they put on during the meal. It's not just a nice romantic date. It's a fun romantic date too.
Yeah.
And the food
You
is
just won't like when
darn
Stitch
good.
comes through, right?
Yeah, well, you're not paying attention to Stitch if you're there for a romantic meal. You're paying attention to the person sitting across from you.
I almost said something about a Stitch in time, but I won't.
Oh, I'm glad we're keeping it low.
I'm sorry. That's too romantic.
Yeah. Any other places? You know what? Kurt's not here. So let's see. Where do you think Kurt would go? But we know his number one choice would be Earl's Sandwich.
He's gonna do Woody's Backyard Barbecue.
Yeah. Well, Via Napoli.
Oh, Via Napoli, yeah.
Oh, that's a great place too. We didn't mention that.
None of us said that, and
No.
I like their notes.
Chefs de France.
He would go there. Chefs de France is on my list.
I think any restaurant in World Showcase, with the exception of Nine Dragons, would fit the bill.
Yeah,
Maybe Nine Dragons. You know what? If you're on a romantic date, just forget the food is horrible and enjoy it.
Then it's a funny date because you're sitting there cracking jokes about how horrible the food is.
Drawing you closer through humor.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what's a cozy date? John, it's your favorite restaurant in Disney Hollywood Studios.
I have it on my list. I have it on my list because it's dark. Now, you don't know if you're sitting in the back of the car, you might be able to, sneak a little smooch, but if you're in the front seat, you might not be as comfortable, but sci-fi dine-in theater, baby. And you mentioned Lou, he was talking about how he wanted to go do a dining review there sometime.
There we go, Stuart.
Yeah.
I'll tell him not to invite you.
Yeah, please. I can go to Backlot Express and get the same food for a fraction of the price. Now, I know they've changed the menu, so it's a little different now. So I haven't been there in a while. So, yeah, I'm sure if with the new menu, if they've gotten away from what they have at Backlot Express, we know the cost is going to be higher because that's the way it is. At a sit-down restaurant, then it's probably a decent experience. Well, it's always a decent experience, but then the food makes it even better if it's different from what you can get elsewhere. We lost Darlene.
Oh my. Cogsworth, what's your next honorable mention?
I think Darlene is taking Cogsworth to Earl's Sandwich for.
People sleep on Tiffin's and Nomad Lounge.
Oh, why?
That's right? Stuff. It is amazing. You have a great meal, and then you go out onto the patio area on the side of Nomad Lounge, overlooking the water, and you can charge your phone right under there, and you can sit there and have drinks. It's amazing.
Yeah. You know what else we didn't mention? And this is a really romantic restaurant because you have the aquarium that you're looking right into.
Coral Reef.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know where else is really nice? Did you guys mention when I was gone? Enchanted Rose. Yeah, that's a good place.
Is that at
the Grand
Floridian? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. In the Magic Kingdom, maybe Be Our Guest.
It could be. It could be.
Maybe.
Especially if you were. What's the Rose?
In the West Wing.
The West Wing, right?
Yeah, the Rose.
I've never had the chance to dine in the West Wing there, and now that it's a fixed price, I probably never will.
Yeah.
It scared the snot out of Ava. So.
Oh no!
Oh no! Poor baby.
Oh boy. I guess Tony's Town Square can be, depending on where they seat you.
It has a nice feel there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
That's a buffet.
It's a buffet and there's too many windows.
Yeah, there's too much poo in there.
Yeah.
Too much poo.
How about the Plaza Restaurant?
I think it's a little too crowded. The Plaza, those tables are real close to each other.
It's tight in there.
Yeah. How about some counter service restaurants? Are there any that you would take a date to, for a romantic date to, not just a date, but a romantic date to?
Aloha Isle.
That's not a rest. That's not even a
Sure.
counter service restaurant.
Tamu
Share
Tamu.
Dole Whip.
Tamu. Dole Whip with rum.
Now we've got them on the alcohol trail.
And they do sell these delicious cinnamon rolls shaped in a Mickey head.
Mm.
Columbia Harbor House is nice, but I wouldn't take a date there if it was a romantic date. I can't really think of any that counter service restaurants that.
Are there any counter service restaurants where you sit on a stool at a counter, kind of like you were at an ice cream?
Beaches and Cream? That's not a counter service, though.
Yeah, but I mean, so it's kind of that first date kind of feel. You'd be sitting on a stool and you're at a countertop and getting, sharing an ice cream or something like that.
I can't think about it. What the spot we went to, Darlene, at Hollywood Studios.
The lounge. Baseline.
Yes, Baseline Tap House.
Tap House, okay.
Baseline Tap House. If you're a DVC member and you can get up, you can go to the Villains Lounge. That's a lot of like 2-seated, 4-seated bar area that you can sit and talk and that. There's a lot of dates there when I was there.
How about the counter service restaurant across from the Mexico Pavilion? That would be a decent place to have a romantic
Tangerine
date.
Cafe?
No. I don't know.
In Mexico, not.
Yeah.
Hacienda.
Because if you're sitting overlooking the lake.
Yeah, you can be looking out onto the lagoon, World Shake Coast.
Same thing with Yorkshire.
That's what I was just going to say. You took the words out of my mouth.
I went the other direction with Spice Road Table.
Yeah.
Right.
So there are a few places.
Yeah, if you get a nice evening, it's quiet, a breeze, but it's comfortable and warm enough. That would be nice.
And if you're in Animal Kingdom, you could go to Flame Tree Barbecue and then take your food down by the water and sit and watch the character boats go by and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That's another place.
Nobody said California Grill.
No one did.
Mm-mm. I do like California Grill, though, especially because you can go outside and watch the fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the restaurant they just closed? In the Contemporary, and they were reopening it. It's under a different name, new menu.
That's Steakhouse 71.
Oh, that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been.
We did mention that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there?
Room service. Most romantic meal ever.
Especially if you have a DVC unit and you've got a nice dining area. The Riviera has some really nice 1-bedrooms, and if you have a view or if you have a patio balcony.
You can cook your wife or your significant other a wonderful meal.
Well, I do enough of that through the week.
Well, that's where I thought you were going with that one.
Yeah, my wife would starve without me.
Or you could do Uber Eats.
Yeah, there are a lot of choices for every budget. Yes, there are some that are very pricey, and there's some that are okay, not terribly pricey. And you can even make a counter service meal into a romantic meal, depending on where you are and where you find a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorites is if the time is right, and there's nobody on that side street on Main Street, and there's nobody back there, and they've got a couple of those little cafe tables. If you can get a cafe table and get just the right shareable snack and a drink and sit there and it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
And it's so quiet back there. It's relaxing, and I can't think of something more romantic than that.
Yeah.
Another good spot, the Morocco Pavilion.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grab some food and go back over there. Yeah.
Oh, back back in the walkways. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or the Rose Garden in Stuart knows what I'm
The
talking about.
UK.
The UK.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, that's
You know
another.
where
Yes.
else used to be nice was in the France Pavilion, but they took the tables away. That used to be a really nice spot
Oh
to
yeah.
sit in that little
Yep.
Mm,
alleyway and have
right.
snacks
I used to
there.
By,
you
the
would
ice.
get ice cream or
Yeah.
one of the desserts and sit there.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
cream puff or eclair.
You had to be lucky to get one of those tables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous show. That I got the chocolate mousse a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. It is not what it was some years back. It's
No.
still very good, but I think they changed the recipe. It just wasn't as good as it had been.
You just gave me a huge craving for chocolate mousse.
I went
My
to
favorite anywhere.
You're killing me.
I mentioned this on Tuesday's show that I went to the Amorette's Patisserie and I got the hazelnut eclair. Oh my goodness. That puffed pastry was so flaky and good, filled with the creamiest hazel cream, topped with a nice layer of chocolate frosting and crunchy hazelnuts. Oh, so good. Let's see if I have a picture of that still. I may.
So, for those of you who are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio, sorry, you're not going to see the picture. But please, if you can, like us wherever you're listening to us. If you're watching us on YouTube, it really would help us out. If you like and share and subscribe to the show, we really would appreciate it.
That looks pretty.
Yeah.
They were very pretty, and they're bringing out different ones for Valentine's Day. And look at how pretty it was wrapped.
Mm.
It's time for me to come back to the parks.
I know. I'll be right back. There's a doorbell ringing.
Of course, go get the door.
No, that's for the dog to go out to.
Oh, that's
wants to go out to the-
Almost ringing the bell.
Yeah. So I just want also, while we're waiting for Darlene to get back, I want to mention to anyone listening out there, Mass Fan Travel. That's Becky Mankin's company, and you're not going to find a travel planner or a group of travel planners any better than Mass Fan Travel. So whether it's a trip to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, an Adventure by Disney, a Disney cruise, they've got great deals for anything and everything. They fit your trip into your budget, and you have the greatest time of your life if you do things their way, your way. Well, it's your way with their help, and that's the right way. And you can find out more information by going to www.massfantravel.com. That's www.massfantravel.com. And one more note, since we're doing a little bit of notes here. Next week, we probably will not have a show on Thursday. I'm thinking of moving it and combining it with a regular news show. So for those who just listen to the news show, we'll do the news portion, and then we'll go into our crazy, zany weekly show right after that with whoever can make it that, next week on that day. And that's my fault because I'm going away for a couple of days. So we had to reschedule things a little bit. All right. I'm trying to think, France, I wish they had kept the tables in France, because that was such a romantic, fun spot to sit there and have a snack, dessert. The sandwiches in the shop inside look amazing. I haven't had one yet, but I've got to get one of these days.
Still raining.
Yeah, I can hear it raining here too still.
Temperature drop too.
Yeah, ours didn't drop that much, only a few degrees. And they updated the forecast for the weekend here. So if anybody's down in Florida, it's supposed to be cold this weekend. Well, you got a break. It's going to be warm on Saturday, and it's going to be cold on Sunday, and then get a little warmer on Monday.
So what is cold?
Cold down here is in the 60s. And not for me. Not for me, but for a regular Floridian who doesn't know what 20-degree weather is like, or 10-degree weather is like, or in Darlene's case, below zero.
Well, I
Things
mean,
were shaking up her way.
we're going to be going down next week. It's actually going to be down in the 40s again at night.
Ooh.
Well, that's Sunday night going into Saturday night going into Sunday, I think, or Sunday going into Monday.
Sunday 53 low, high is only 68. Then Monday is 71 with 47 low. Tuesday 77 45. Wednesday 81 54.
Yeah.
So, which that makes people have allergies and
It's sick.
yeah, because you're hot, cold, hot, cold.
Well, yeah, it just you're not wearing. What it does is, you don't. If you're coming down here, you expect it to be warm, and if it's not, you may not have the proper clothes, or you might,
Yeah, you want to definitely.
or you might overdress for this time of year, thinking it's going to be cold, and sometimes it's not. And then you it's not what you're wearing or how cold or hot you are. It's running your system down for other reasons, and you get exposed to somebody who has a cold, and you catch it.
Yeah. So be sure to pack your vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything or any other places you guys can think of that you want to mention? Romantic spots. I think we've covered quite a bit.
Beaches and Cream, the ice cream stand.
So I love the French Quarter, and it's a romantic place to stay.
Yeah, I guess.
But the cafeteria there is not romantic at all. Although you can sit outside on a bench.
There's no table service restaurant at
No.
French Quarter.
No, there is not.
So
No.
Riverside, they have.
Riverside, there is.
Riverside, they have.
Yeah, Riverside.
And they have Yeehaw Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, like Morimoto.
Yes, that's a good choice.
There's a lot of slurping happening at Morimoto's. It's not the one thing you want to do across from a date.
I love
I didn't notice that at Morimoto.
Like it's a lot of noodle ramen and stuff. It's a lot of slurping happening on that.
Maybe the day you went when I was there, I didn't notice anything like that. A place that can be romantic is the Edison, but I'm not a fan of the Edison.
What about the Hideaway? Have you been to the Hideaway?
No, I have not.
I like the Hideaway.
The Edison, on the nights that they have, like the jazz singer and stuff there, it's decent. But I wasn't a fan of the food. It wasn't.
Yeah, I'm here.
Wasn't that great?
If you're going there for other reasons than the food, by all means go. If you're going there just for the food, skip it. Seriously, find another place.
The little patio area at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar that faces the boathouse and the amphibious cars.
What's the name of the steakhouse that's right over there by Morimoto?
STK.
STK. Yeah, that place is romantic. If you want.
It's not. No, it's like it's so loud in there, and every time I go,
When we were seated, we were upstairs. There was like nobody there where we were seated, and they had the balcony there. It was nice.
And everything is a la carte. Oh, we forgot Wine Bar George.
That's what I was just gonna say. You read my mind.
We forgot Wine Bar George.
Well, how did we forget?
How could they?
Yeah, they have downstairs. They have upstairs. Yeah, we had a very nice meal there, and George actually came over and said hello.
Oh, macaroni and cheese balls are the best.
Oh, I know.
How about Wolfgang Pucks?
I've never been.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've never been.
Yeah, it's not the place I would think of taking somebody on a romantic date to.
You shouldn't be taking people on dates, Stuart.
No, I couldn't. Not at this point in my life.
I'm surprised Michelle
I'm
married
more brave than I am to anything, especially after this show. Boy, chicken guy. No, I'm kidding. But
No.
The food is great.
They're getting a chicken guy in Detroit.
Are you?
Wow,
Yes.
Wow.
that's great. That's
I'm
great.
excited.
Has anybody eaten at the Planet Hollywood since he took it over?
Yes.
How is it?
I mean, the kids liked it. It still has a lot of the same menu items, but they had those over the top milkshakes.
Mm.
So the kids loved it. We were there June last year.
Okay.
Romantic? No.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, there's
There-
like we
there
said,
are-
you can make just about any of the places romantic.
You
yeah,
can.
and I'd say the majority of the restaurants, especially in the deluxe resorts, you could say, or you can make a romantic dinner out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jinko. We forgot about that one. That's a
Oh yeah, Chico. Mm-hmm.
Even Boma.
Sanaa.
yeah.
Sana.
Whatever. Will be.
Will be.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us this week.
Yeah. I think we got everything.
Yeah, I think we did. So if you're celebrating Valentine's Day with your special Valentine, and if you're celebrating down here, hope you have a great place to go to have a romantic evening and a little, you know what, afterwards.
Chocolate afterwards.
Sure.
Mhm.
Sure. Okay. And if you're coming down here later in the year and you're looking for a romantic evening, whether it's for a special event or just for the fun of it, there's a lot of great choices at Disney World, no matter where you go, whether it's in the resorts, the parks, or Disney Springs. And until next time, everybody, have a great weekend. Have a great Valentine's Day. Be safe. Bye-bye.
See you real soon.
Well, since we were talking about Tony's Town Square and I'm going to Italy in March, I couldn't help but sing, This is the night, it's a beautiful night, and they call it Bella Notte. You have a Bella Notte and a great week. Good night.
Have a very happy Valentine's Day. There's snacks everywhere and beautiful desserts that you can get your significant other something special for that special day.
Hear that, Keith?
Look. Have a magical night.
All right, any day now. Are we doing this again?
Too bad we didn't have any planned outtakes. All right, I'm gonna have to start planning a shtick when we have these troubles.
I know, right?
Yeah. Geez, this is crazy. All right, I'm gonna have to just disconnect everybody because it's not stopping recording.
Good
All right.
night, everyone.
Enjoy the bonus
Good night,
content,
everyone.
everybody.
And enjoy the weekend. Let me try one more time. You know, let me try one more time here. No. That's it.